What's up, everyone? Welcome to Coffee with Ola. Today with Scott and Revel, and we're gonna jam. Let's go.
It's amazing we got this together in like 2 minutes. I mean, for an instrumental, I have to say this is definitely harder than YYZ.
Scott,
Yes.
Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
How do you like Stockholm
I love Stockholm.
this time of year?
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
Yeah.
It's the best time to be here. Revel, how about you?
Love it.
Yeah. Is it your first time in Sweden?
Yeah.
Oh.
First time here.
Nice.
And he's got Swedish roots because Pearl is half Swedish.
Right.
So,
I didn't know. I
yeah.
didn't know. So can you speak Swedish?
It makes me feel more connected with bands I love, like Refused and
Right.
Viagra Boys and
Viagra
The
Boys.
Gates.
Yes. Right.
At
cool.
the gates, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We just played March of the Stormtroopers, March of
the
SOD.
SOD.
Just a simple question. Do you ever think that we will see SOD again at some point? Or for a festival or for a one-off or anything like that?
You know, I never say never.
Yeah.
But I said never.
Right.
Whatever that means. Last summer at Milwaukee Metal Fest,
Yeah.
Revel and I and Danny Lilker, the bass player of SOD, of course, and Jamie Josta from Hatebreed, he sang, and we called ourselves the Storm Breeders of Death, the hardest cover band in the world. That Jamie coined us. That we are the hardest cover band in the world because with the SOD songs, the set is too short, so we had to fill it out with like Cro-Mags and Bad Brains and Hatebreed covers and yeah, so we are the hardest cover band in the world. So there's a good chance you might get to see that again.
Okay.
At some point.
All right.
Yeah. You know, the first time I ever heard Haunted, I mean, it's ages ago. It was the first album, and we were on tour together with Slayer, and it was actually Kerry who played
Yep.
them for me.
Yeah.
He was like, "You ever hear this band, The Haunted, from Sweden?" I said, "You know, I've seen the name, but I haven't heard it yet." And he just like had it with him, and he played it for me. He goes, "Sounds familiar, but cool."
what's the
Awesome.
drummer about the Gates in the Haunted?
That's Adrian Erlandson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw at the Gates in Worcester,
Yes.
Massachusetts, a Tattoo of the Earth. I
Yeah.
think, and that he blew me away, like just the nonstop.
Yeah. He's the Poca Poca guy.
Yeah.
Didn't he play in Cradle of Filth too?
He did.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
Paradise Lost.
Right.
As well.
So yeah, just a little taste of our favorite Swedish band.
ABBA?
One of my favorite bands.
Yes. Yeah, I shouldn't just specify Swedish band because yeah, they are one of my favorite bands
Yeah.
of all time from
Top
anywhere.
10
Yes.
for me.
All right.
Ready?
Okay.
Well done.
And the name of that song is Deadly Rhythm. So
Yep.
I've always had a special affinity for that song because I like playing rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've ever tried that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How often do you sit and jam at home? Whenever you get.
Used to be very often.
And then, you know, he started a real band and wrote songs and put an album out and goes on tour. And so we don't get to do it as often now.
He doesn't have time for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. So Anthrax has an album coming. I don't want to say it wrong. Curse them.
My attitude towards that is there's no incorrect way
Right.
to say it, and here's why. Because it's, first of all, it's Latin.
Right.
Cursum proficio, meaning pretty much means your journey has come to an end.
Yeah.
And we actually, through a friend of ours who's a writer, he knows the head of the Latin department at like Columbia University in New York, and asked him the proper way to pronounce it, and then we got back a very long explanation, which I'm not going to give you, other than in it he said nobody really knows how they would have said it.
Okay.
Way back.
It's so old.
But it could have been Ficio or Ficio. He said Ficio would have been more modern
Okay.
pronunciation. So I don't care how anyone says it, honestly. It doesn't matter. We're good at doing things like that. Let's make things as hard as possible for people.
Right. Perfect. And the first single, it's for the kids.
Yes.
Obviously, I think a lot of people really were happy to hear that song, and here it's like, wow, it really sounds like, you know,
Yeah.
old Anthrax.
Yeah.
Not saying that you departed from
No.
that, but it just like, it was just a welcomed song after 10 years, you know, of...
We thought it was the
Wow.
best way to pop our heads back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
It really feels like a love letter to the audience. And I remember when we were writing the record, and at some point when we had, I don't know, 7 or 8 arrangements done, nothing completed yet with vocals or anything, just music. And I was listening through, and it was a song like It's For the Kids that I was missing. Like, I wasn't hearing it yet. And I remember texting Charlie and saying, Charlie says hello, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I remember texting Charlie and saying, you know what we don't have yet in this mix of songs? We don't have just like a 4-minute ripper.
Right.
And we're missing that, and we need that dynamic on the record. So put your head in that space, and I'll put my head in that space. And I told Frankie, put your head in that space. And the next 2 songs we wrote were It's For the Kids and the one that's called NYC 93. Those 2 arrangements came together pretty quickly. And had them. And then I think maybe right after that was the one that's called Watch It Go. So we just kind of inspired ourselves to like, let's put our head in that space and scratch that itch.
Right. Watch It Go, is it like a reference to Pantera, maybe?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and as you know, a lot of people have been asking, is it because Charlie is playing with Pantera?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we've been friends with those guys since 1986.
Yeah.
We have a really long history. So I was able to use that title, and it really fit well with what I was writing that song about, which is kind of my vision and my view of the United States over the last years, and watching it go. And it just seemed to work. So lyrically, it has nothing to do with Pantera or Daryl, whereas the song NYC 93 absolutely does. I have a line in that song. Nobody's heard it yet, of course. But there's a line in that song, the green Monalishi with the black tooth crown. And I think that very much speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
So that song is very much about times in the late 80s and early 90s and straight up just having fun and partying. That's what that song is only about.
So are you missing those times? I mean, saying that, you know, the political aspect of the songs, like, are you looking back?
Yes.
And with that song, for instance, looking back to the
100%.
good old days? Or?
Yes. The last thing I wanted to do was write a record that was just all ranting about politics, because to me that would be really boring.
Yeah.
So there's a wide range of subjects on the record.
Right.
From just raging when we were younger, to love songs, to there's always got to be a little bit of Stephen King in there somewhere, in a song called Infectious. I talk about this Randall Flagg character of his that I think has has reared his head on every record we've made since Among the Living. I've had some way I've touched on that because it's been a huge influence on my life. I mean, the topics are all over the place.
So you've been working on this album for pretty long. Like
Pretty much since Richard Nixon was president. Yes, we did start thinking about and actually making plans for this record back in 19, because that's when the touring for All Kings was winding up.
Yep.
And we knew this was going to be, that was the last leg that ended in November of 19. So the plan was we were going to break for the holidays. And then in early 20, we would get back together and get in a room. Me, Charlie, and Frankie would get together and start banging out arrangements. And of course, the world had other plans for everybody at that time.
Right.
So, you know, that we pushed the pause button on the idea of us being able to be physically together, but it didn't stop the writing process. Charlie was at home writing. Frankie was at home writing. I was at home writing. And so when we were able to finally get back together physically and start playing together, which I feel like it was late 21 maybe, somewhere around there in Los Angeles, it was very exciting.
Yep.
We had come off a solid year and a half where we just didn't know what the future held. No. You know, everybody was in the same boat. And as a band who's looking at a world of no more live music, are we ever going to play a show again?
Right.
What's going to happen? When are they going to let that happen, if ever? And so there was just all that unsureness of our futures. And when we did get in a room together again, I feel the energy of that on this album, because, you know, you come out of this mental place of, are we ever going to get to be Anthrax again? And then here we are, now we're getting to be Anthrax again. And it's all over the record.
That may be like a good reminder, like, okay, you know, this is what we live for and what we, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Understanding that, you know, we're fortunate to be able to do this.
Of course. You know.
Especially after the COVID years.
Our problems caused by the pandemic, we're nowhere near what millions and millions and millions of people we're dealing with on the planet. And, you know, but in our own little corner of that, it's like, okay, maybe we're never going to get to do this again. And that was a crazy reality to face. None of us have ever faced that idea before. We've never ever thought about stopping Anthrax. And then this was the possibility of stopping Anthrax completely taken out of our control, you know. So, like I said, the energy of us getting to do it again, it's all over this record. It's palpable.
The guitar you're sitting with right now, is that your number one?
It's a upcoming reissue of my old number one. My first Rhodes, my first Jackson I ever got was I ordered it through Sam Ash in New York City. People don't know who Sam Ash is. It was it was a guitar store in America for forever. It's sadly gone. But Sam Ash on 48th Street in Manhattan, in like some point in early '83, I saw a Randy Rhoads guitar hanging on the wall, and I just was like, I didn't understand it. I said to my buddy Jose, who worked there, I said, how do you have a Randy Rhoads guitar in here? I had the concept of a signature model was, I had never heard of that before back then. Nobody had signature models, you know, then. And he goes, yeah, it's the Jackson. It's like the same guitar he plays. They're producing them now. I was like, oh my God. And he goes, take it down, plug it in. I plugged it into an 800 with the TC Electronic booster distortion pedal in front of it in Sam Ash. And I just started, you know, I probably played like... Sorry, I'm so sloppy right now. I haven't not warmed up. But anyway, I probably like played the riff from Death Rider or something. And my mind was blown. I was like, you know, how do I get one of these? He goes, well, that one's sold, but you know, you could order one from Jackson. He goes, and I'll just let you know, it's probably going to take like 8 months to get it. And I said, I don't care. I said, I don't have the money to do that anyway. I need to save up money. And he goes, well, I could get your order in. And then just because we were friends, he's like, I'll put the order in, and then you just need to pay it off
Nice.
And so that's what I did. And yeah, my first ever Rhodes, basically same guitar with all these goofy inside jokes all over it. And the only slight difference was mine came, it said NYHC, and I just changed it to my initials, SI, Scott Ian, New York. And Jackson is putting this out in the fall as part of their Legends series. It's me, Marty Friedman, and Dave Ellefson.
Nice.
And we just had this really cool hang, the three of us, and did this shoot with Jackson. And I don't know how much they want me to talk about it at this point, but it is coming in the fall.
Oh, cool.
And this is the mid-price one. This isn't even a custom shop. And I play it live every night, and it sounds great, and it feels great. And I love that it's such a throwback for me.
Cool. So it was funny you mentioned the TC line driver or the booster thing. I think you were among the first to actually kind of use that in the way.
I think so.
And even I've been talking to when I talked to Frederick on Meshuggah, for instance, he's always like, "Oh well, it's exactly like Scott did it." You know, that's how he learned about it, and you know, he's an avid user of that pedal.
Yeah.
And so, how did that all like come?
The
It's
same
extremely
way.
nerdy question.
I walked into Sam Ash because I was a messenger in New York City. My dad worked at a jewelry company, and when I had just started college and I needed a job to make money to buy gear. This was like in '82, and so I worked in Manhattan. And my day was, I was walking around the city all day making pickups and deliveries for this company. So I figured out ways to get it all done right away. And then I would have an hour to go on to 48th Street and hang out in the guitar stores. And so I was on the block every day hanging out. And I became friends with lots of guys who worked in these stores. And Sam Ash was my favorite. My buddy Jose worked there. And that's what he said, "You got to check out this pedal." And there it was in the case. The TC Electronic Booster Distortion. I was like, wow, that thing looks crazy. You know, it had so many, but for back then, it had like 4 knobs on it and a noise gate, you know, and I went and plugged it in front of an 800 with the Marshall 4x12. This was probably in either late '82 or early '83. And I had been chasing a tone at that point. Every amp, I tried everything, and it wasn't like there was 1,000 things back then.
No.
You know, you had like 6 things to choose from,
and
a couple of different pedals that would work in front of those amps to really get that tone, which you could hear on Spreading the Disease, really, and on the SOD record. Not as much on Fistful of Metal, because my guitar is so undermixed, it still drives me crazy. I plugged that TC Electronic pedal in front of the 800 and just dicked around with the knobs for 5 minutes, and I got the exact sound that you hear on the intro to Madhouse. That, you know, I was like, this is the sound I've been hearing in my head. I said, I gotta get this pedal. He's like, it's like $200, which back then, I mean, it's $200 a lot of money anytime, but in 1983, I was like, you know, that's like 2 months it was gonna take me to get the pedal. And he goes, well, again, he was like, you just take it home and pay it off. So I was paying it off like $20 a week, you know. And now I had the pedal in front of my Marshall, and that was it. That was my sound, and I never looked back. I stopped chasing it. And, you know, lots of my friends had different things. They would put the Tube Screamer, or, you know, I forget what else back then. Someone else would have like a DOD pedal or whatever, the Rat. Yeah, I had a Rat at one point, too fuzzy for me. The Electro Harmonics, you know, I had one of those, OG ones, like 1981 probably, too fuzzy for me. Yeah, the TC was this clean punch in the face. I could play a chord and you could hear every note it sang, but it had it had the chug, man. It had that edge, the chunk, the chug, all of that low end. I called it the 1-inch punch, like Bruce Lee. Like, I could punch, it punches you in the chest from an inch away and it will knock you over. And that's the sound that I was chasing for 2 years. And then this weird little company in Denmark figured it out. This is a soloist, Jackson, that I had built Probably late 2000s. I'm gonna say probably built around '09, maybe somewhere around there. And a guy named Mike Learn, who's an artist, and I think at the time he was on one of those like reality shows about custom motorcycles, and he would do these crazy paint jobs and stuff. And I think he had reached out to Jackson saying he wanted to paint a guitar for me. Did I have any ideas? And I wanted to do. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. The year, because what year did Ronnie pass? It would have been after that, obviously, because that's when I wanted to do a guitar that had Daryl and Ronnie on it, and then you could see I added the Vroom in a Sharpie for Lemmy at some point later on. But yeah, so right after Ronnie passed, whatever year that was.
2010.
Oh, so 2010. So I was close when I said '09. That's when I put this guitar into the work. So yeah, it was basically just my Jackson signature model soloist, but instead of the Silver Burst, which I was playing back then on the signature model, I had the custom paint job done because I had also written a song called "In the End," which is on the Worship Music album, and which talks about Daryl and Ronnie in that song. Because two great friends of mine, two of my heroes, and yeah, it was just my little tribute, and to play this guitar every night on that song. And yeah, and I still do if we do "In the End," of course. Right now I'm using it on "Keep It in the Family" because that's in the set, and it's also drop C sharp. So I figured why not play the "In the End" guitar on it and show it some love. So yeah,
It's a nice tribute.
yeah, and it sounds great. It's just my soloist. It's got a JB in it. And
You're playing Englund in Stockholm tonight.
Yes.
New album is out September 18th.
September 18th.
And thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No,
I'm a
easy.
big fan.
Oh, cool.